We all love a good braai, but did you know that some of the wood that you're buying could actually be illegal?
Not many people question the origin of wood when picking up a bag for a braai. As a consumer, you have the right to ask about the origin of the wood you're buying if there is no sticker or barcode on the packaging that enables you to trace the source. Because what people may not realize is that a purchase could be supporting a massive illegal firewood operation based near 𝗀𝗵𝗶𝘀 Dam in the Northwest Province.
This is the 𝗶𝗵𝗶𝗴𝗶 crossing linking Gauteng and the Northwest Provinces. It's synonymous with the sale of cheap firewood, and bulk buyers come from all over the country to stock up. Right, Cha?
Wood sold here travel to various provinces as far as Durban, about 600 kilometers from 𝗶𝗵𝗶𝗴𝗶. Vehicles are loaded to the brim, and as soon as they drive off, a new load replaces the sale. While vendors claim the wood is delivered monthly from the Limpopo province, the massive demand cannot rely on a monthly delivery. Opportunists have therefore found alternative yet illegal sources of supply. Although they don't have permits to fell trees, they are chopping up the Magaliesberg biosphere, a world-protected UNESCO heritage site. The law prohibits anyone to cut down indigenous and protected trees in a biosphere. Not even a landowner is allowed to cut down a tree if his land falls within the perimeters of the biosphere.
How are you?
No, you can't just take a photo.
No, you cannot put it down.
No, we don't like
Let me explain.
myself, I don't like.
Government, together with civil organizations, have performed various raids pre-lockdown, and vendors are aware that their trade is illegal, and consequently, they lie about the origin of the wood when confronted. Here, they are delivering curry wood, but the wood is sold as hardwood or mopani.
Where does all the wood come from?
Different places.
Yeah? Like where?
Another one in 𝗀𝗵𝗶𝗴𝗶.
Oh, yes. 𝗀𝗵𝗶𝗴𝗶,
Limpopo.
Limpopo.
The 𝗀𝗁𝗃𝗃 doesn't come from the Limpopo province. It's a species occurring in the Magaliesberg biosphere. You can see the wood is very freshly cut.
𝗀𝗃𝗃𝗏 is the president of the South African Dendrological Society and says green trees from the biosphere are constantly supplying the mass demand for firewood.
This is a russet bush willow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
But it's under the dry mopani.
Yeah, so it's not
But it
mopani.
almost goes like mopani. That's why they say just say mopani.
Okay.
Mopani is you don't get it here.
The mass deforestation of the Magaliesberg biosphere has been ongoing for over 5 years. But after the lockdown, locals say the operation has exploded.
A biosphere is not a reserve. It's not a place where animals are kept in and people out. In fact, people must get involved to help conserve and not destroy the specific area.
This is an incredibly unique place on Earth. And there aren't any other places like this on Earth in terms of the natural and cultural heritage that has such a deep history in this area.
Belinda Cooper, coordinator of the Magaliesberg Biosphere Reserve, says the uncontrolled harvesting may finally lead to a complete extinction of species that are unique to this region.
Well, there are 8 threatened ecosystems, of which 3 of them are critically endangered. And they're occurring in the Magaliesberg, particularly where this wood harvesting is such a problem.
Cooper says the problem stretches across the Magaliesberg between Pretoria and Rustenburg, and that 𝗀𝗵𝗶𝗴𝗶 Dam is the hardest hit.
Look at this. I mean, you can start counting. We've just passed about 6 stalls. There's another 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just in a matter of 500 meters, we have 10 different outlets.
We sent an undercover journalist to spend a day with some of the vendors at the 𝗶𝗵𝗶𝗴𝗶 depot. She says all the vendors use the same supplier.
I found that the group of people come from Zimbabwe.
So from your interaction with them, they were mostly foreign nationals?
All of them. All of them.
From 𝗶𝗵𝗶𝗴𝗶 across the entire 𝗀𝗵𝗶𝗴𝗶 area, all wood sold is cut into the same size blocks, packaged in the same type of plastic, and sealed in a similar way.
So I just had a chat with this family who says they actually go into the Magaliesberg mountains and chop wood themselves. He also says that he goes into private land to chop wood there, but alleges that he has permission from the landowners.
But some landowners in the area say they don't permit this and that their fences are being cut and their properties intruded.
Just to give you an idea, this road we're walking on wasn't here. This road has been carved out or chopped out by illegal woodcutters in the area.
This landowner removed tons of chopped wood from his property after he succeeded in chasing the loggers away. The heaps of sawdust are testimony to the mass destruction of indigenous trees in the area.
So much for hardwood from Limpopo.
Some landowners claim to have been attacked with pangas and chainsaws when confronting loggers. A local resident using his drone to trace the whereabouts of the cutters in the mountain behind the 𝗀𝗵𝗶𝘀 town had stones hurled at his device. For residents, the sound of chainsaws persists all day, every day.
Landowners have been complaining that they find piles such as these when they wake up on their properties. Then what do you do?
In certain times, you do actually stumble upon the perpetrators. And in order to confront them, it's a situation that you don't want to be in. Let's put it that way.
Cooper says the Biosphere Reserve receives complaints daily, while 𝗀𝗃𝗏 has reported the problem persistently.
I've been watching this story for 5 years now. I've reported to various organizations and departments, the Green Scorpions, the Department of Environmental Affairs, and nothing ever happened to any one of these people.
We have had several complaints from members of the public, including foreigners, to say people are cutting green trees within the Magaliesberg biosphere.
The Provincial Department of Economic Development, Environment, Conservation and Tourism, or DEDECT, say they're at their wits' end with the fight against the illegal operation.
We organized a blitz. We confiscated stacks and stacks of firewood. We went up this mountain. What we saw there can make you cry. These people are chopping off all the trees.
𝗀𝗏𝗧 says although the vendors claim to be poor and only trying to make a living, the entire wood business is estimated to turn more than R1 million a month in profit. He believes the operation is likely to be the work of a syndicate.
Now you can see this thing is organized. I mean, if people have chainsaws, they have all manner of equipment and tools to cut the trees. You can see it's an organized thing.
DEDECT says it's been an uphill battle to get support from local police.
I've spoken to them, I forwarded them messages, I forwarded them submissions, kindly requesting him to please give us necessary support. Thus far, nothing came.
The South African Police Service in the Northwest says it's been unable to provide support in recent months as lockdown regulations tied their hands.
At that time, I think we were on alert level 3. We were protesting because at that time we were also stretched in terms of resources. And I think I made it clear that we are part of this thing, we know about it, we are aware about it.
Although the provincial SAPS claims to be in control of the situation, our undercover journalist found vendors bribing police. They told her they did that to dodge getting arrested for offenses ranging from trespassing, operating without permits and breaking bylaws, international laws, and the National Forestry Act.
While I was still busy interacting with them, a cop van drove by, and the guy never spoke to anyone. He just parked his car and loaded, I think, 5 to 6 packets of wood into the back of the police van.
The wood sellers say the only way they can remain in business is if the police work with them.
You don't have a permit to sell. So when the police come here, do they ever ask you for your permits?
I don't know. They will just take those. We are struggling.
You say what?
If they want to take it, they just take those.
Or they just take the wood?
Yeah, nothing to do because we are struggling.
Okay, so it's your deal with the police?
Aye.
Or is it your supplier's deal?
The provincial police say these bribes will not be tolerated.
I think it's important that I should reiterate that we do not actually condone corruption within our ranks.
Northwest SAPS have told us that raids are currently in the pipeline. The bush cutters move from one area to another between raids and stay in remote groups up and across the mountain where the old trees that have grown for centuries are at risk of being sliced up. So even if police raid the vendors, the cutters are hard to catch. But if the demand decreases, it may be the first step in curbing mass deforestation. Government, civil society, and landowners are pleading with consumers to buy responsibly in order to prevent the complete devastation of this natural and cultural heartland.